Hi everybody. So today I'm going to do a review of the KJV I AM Bible. And before we get started, I wanted to say thank you to Michael over at Bible Fandom. He is the one who sent me this Bible. He's a good friend of mine, and so thank you very much. And I will link his page in the description box, and also check out his Facebook group. So he's got the Facebook group, YouTube channel, and he also has a website as well. So definitely check him out. Alright, so this Bible measures out at 9.5 inches tall by 6.5 inches wide, and it is 1.25 inches thick. So we've got black head and tail bands. We can see that we do have a ribbon marker, which is nice. One thing on this one too is I can actually feel those signatures with my nail. So nice sewn binding. Does have a nice dust jacket on there. We can see that glossy on there with the burning bush. Looks really nice. And then the way that they did that is that the I am section, it's like a little call out section, like he's speaking. So if you didn't notice that before, now you will. Okay, so we've got Discover the God Who Speaks, every spoken word of God bolded, commentary on over 1,100 passages. So that's really neat. So nice Bible. I'm going to put this right there so that you can pause and read that. And then right here, so what's really neat is, so it's going to let you know who he's speaking to and basically the point of his statements. So I think that's really neat the way that they've done this Bible. Here's our ISBN number. Retails for $34.99. You can definitely find it for less online, and I will put a link in the description box. So I'm going to take off this dust jacket. And then it does have a little bit of information on the inside of it as well. So you can see that little call out right there, I am. So I like the way that they did that. So the cover is going to look just like the dust jacket, and I do like that glossy, the way they've done it. The spine, we've got KJV I am, that burning bush, which looks really cool with the orange and yellow. And then we've got the word Bible, and then just red on there, and then that same burning bush, which I think they did a really nice job on that. I like the colors that they used, so they did a nice job on that. The Bible's got a nice feel. So we've got a paper paste down liner. We've got a presentation page. We get onto our title page that they carried on with that same theme. You can get this one in a few different cover options. So there's the different covers in case you would like to look at another one of those. We've got all of our contents of the Bible, so books of the Old and New Testament, all the additional material. So I like that they start off right off the bat with God's plan for salvation. So I like that. And even though I've read these tons of times, every time I see one in a Bible, I always read it. So if you're watching this Bible and you're brand new to the Christian faith and you want to talk to somebody, jot down that phone number right there, the Evangelism Response Center. So definitely check that out. I'm going to put this right here so that you can read this if you would like. This is the introduction to the I Am Bible. So that is done by Dr. Terry Kirby. Then we get into the Old Testament. This paper, I'm not sure the GSM on it, but it does have a really nice feel to it. Alright, so one thing we can see right off the bat is the Bible's laying perfectly flat, and we're in Genesis. So now a hardcover is not going to lay flat down like that, but it's going to stay open for you. So that is really nice while you're reading. So we've got the double column format, and then we have the little block sections in the middle, and that's going to tell us basically God spoke to, God spoke and then God spoke to again down at the bottom. So we'll get you a closer look at that. So we're going to have a verse-by-verse format, which I really love. And so you can see, in fact, I'll point them out to you so you can see it a little bit better. So here is the first bold section, as far as when God is speaking, let there be light. And then here's our next section here. And so on these little sections, it's going to tell you, who he was speaking to. So he was speaking to himself and created the universe and everything in it. So then the God spoke and then another God spoke to. So I really like the way that they do that, because then it helps you to understand all of that. So it is really neat to be able to see every time that he spoke that it's in bold. I think that is really awesome. The print in this one is done very well. It appears that the whole thing is line matched from everything that I've looked at. It is an 8-point font, so even though the font is a smaller size, it's actually really readable because the way that they've done the printing, and then also with it being line matched, so that is really nice. So as you go through the Bible, you'll find that there's going to be a lot of sections where there's a ton of bold, and then some where there's not so much. This is also a self-pronouncing Bible. So get you a shot of that. But it's just really neat to read out of this one and then to read those. I think it's very unique. It was a clever idea for them to do a Bible like this. So each book is going to start on its own page. Sometimes it's on the left, sometimes it's on the right. So there are going to be times where you have a lot of space for notes. Sometimes it's a ton, and then other times the one book might end at the very bottom and then your new one starts on the next page. So there's not a ton of margin space in this one, but if you wanted to add like some cross references, you definitely could. So I've got one area bookmarked that I kind of wanted to show you. So like as you're reading through the Bible, now Ezekiel has a ton of bold through this. So there's just going to be pages and pages where almost the whole thing is bold. So I found that pretty interesting. And then, like I said, there's going to be sections where there might not be anything bold on a couple of pages. So that's pretty neat. So God's speaking a lot in this book. We're going to get back to our New Testament. We do have a ribbon marker. It's just a simple red ribbon, just a single satin, but it is always very nice when a hardcover comes with the ribbon, so I do appreciate that. I think the color choice was good. Then we get into the New Testament. If I can get a hold of these without damaging anything. So one thing that I think is kind of neat is how we can see red on one side of the page and then the bold and the black on the other. So we've got a Jesus spoke to section and a God spoke to section. So I thought that was kind of neat. So this is going to be in Acts. So I thought that was really neat, the way that they did that. It's a nice Bible. I've enjoyed reading from this one, so I definitely thank you, Michael, for this gift. Okay, so we're going to get into the back. So let's just see if it's... So and it looks like we do have the red letter all the way through to the end of Revelation. So then we're going to get into a topical index. So we're going to have what God the Father says about himself through his words and actions. So it'll be a topical index with all the topics as far as anger, awesome, comforter, commander, and so forth. So that's going to span several pages. It'll give you the book, chapter, and verse. And then we're going to get into the glossary of terms used in the King James Bible. So this is going to be the King's English. And I would really love to see them do this in all King James Bibles, especially because a lot of people that start with the King James, sometimes they may not be sure what a word means or where to go to look one up. And so just on these first 2 pages, and this is 15 pages, so there's going to be a lot of words in there. So just on these first 2 pages, there's over 130 words. So if you times that by the 15 pages, because this one had like 75 to 78 words, I believe. So it's even going to have more than like something like this, which these can be very handy to have. So, you know, you can always get one of those, stick it with your Bible so that you have that handy. But this is really nice because it's going to give you the word meanings on like old words that we may not use anymore, and sometimes it's words that may have changed meaning. So it is nice. Then we're going to have a concordance. The concordance is going to be 93 pages. It's a 3-column format. The words are all done in bold. The print, even back here, appears to be line matched. So they did a really nice job on the print in this one. Looks really good. It's easy to read, even though the font for my eyes is small. the way that it's done, it's very readable. So, and just the way that they set it up can make a huge difference, whether it's line matched and the type of paper that they use. And we're going to get into the back of the Bible. We're going to have 8 maps. So you can see that it's not really glossy. It's kind of more of a satin finish to it. We're going to have our 8 maps. And if you're familiar with Holman, you're going to be familiar with these maps. One thing we can see right there in the gutter is the stitching. So it does have a nice sewn binding. And then we just get right to the end of the Bible. But really a neat concept. I like the layout of the Bible. I think the print is really nice. I love that it's verse by verse. But a really neat concept, so I would definitely check one of these out, especially if you love the KJV. So again, there is our ISBN number. Retails for $34.99. You can definitely find it for less online. I will put links in the description box. And then once again, I wanted to thank Michael over at Bible Fandom, and definitely check him out. Check him out on YouTube, Facebook, as well as his website. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.